Hi everybody, we're Rob and Leslie Hildebrand.
Welcome to the Château de la Grifferaie.
3 years ago, we sold or mortgaged everything we had to buy this beautiful chateau.
With the hope that we could create a special place of learning for young people to learn about their world and themselves.
It's been an amazing adventure so far, with so much more to come.
So come along with us as we wake this sleeping beauty and restore her to her former glory.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Château de la Grifferaie. Here we are sitting on the steps, beautiful day.
The world has gone mad. 1 minute, we're in many layers. The next minute, boom, it's like 80 degrees.
Fantastic,
Crazy.
it's
Oh my
fantastic.
goodness.
We're walking around and we're feeling warm. We got windows open, we got shorts on.
Crazy.
It's awesome. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. We have tons of good stuff this week. We have enough for good stuff today, I think, and also some really good stuff for Thursday. So 2 good videos this week. Thanks for coming along. Here we go. It's Monday morning and it's time to get onto the ceilings. 35 days till the students get here. And we got to fix that because that would be embarrassing and that would also be not okay. So I'm putting together the scaffolding. I don't think we've worked in this room before. It's a good little room on the edge. You can see where we are. Outside, we still got our friends working. Uncle Glenn's chaining. And the other family, their friends are coming back, building the benches and also freeing rhododendrons. So good times. Lots of good stuff today.
There's Uncle Glenn. He has been a busy beaver. Look at all this wood. We are taking care of business. You can see how big the log is. We still have a little more left, but he is taking care of business, I tell you. Not an easy task. And there's Lorraine. He's pulling stuff out. We're trying to rescue all of the rhodos that are back in here, and there are several. Some got smucked from the big tree falling, unfortunately. Hopefully they'll come back. But, yep, lots of industrious people working hard today. We're very thankful. And Rob is up high in one of the boys' rooms upstairs. Let's see if we can see him. There's the ladder. I don't see him on it yet, but he was there 1 second ago. There's just a lot of flaking paint right now and whatnot, so we're just gonna try and tackle that real quick and get that cleaned up before it's time for session. There he is. Oh, are we gonna see him? See if he hears. It's moving scaffolding, and he's got music on. Who's kidding who? I don't think he's gonna hear us. Nonetheless, exciting that he's doing it.
I mean, I'd say it's time for good cleaning. Would you? You know, in a job like this, you're always trying to find efficiencies. When you have a big project like this Chateau, you gotta find faster ways to get stuff done. And so one of the things I just realized today is I think I can just set up the bottom half of the scaffolding, and it's close. It's close. I can pretty much reach it. So now it means we don't have to set up the top half, which you're thinking, well, it's not a big deal, but then you remember we're doing this 4 times. We're going up and down and up and down and up and down. So every time that's gonna be faster. So yeah, we're gonna go with 1 set of scaffolding today. All right, so here's the bad news. It's bad. I mean, I got some of the mold off and it feels like you could scrape till the end of time. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna get an electric sander and see if that speeds me up a bit. In classic Rob fashion, I have underestimated how long it's gonna take. That was a morning's work. It just feels like you could keep scraping forever. But I think I got most of the loose stuff off. Scraped it, sanded it. We're debating whether to try to fill it before painting it. Honestly, they're not very deep, and so we kind of think we might try priming it and see if you can tell. I don't think you're gonna be able to tell. You can always come back and fill later and sand. But I think we're gonna try it. It is lovely to work in this room. I've always thought this room was a great room. Beautiful views out the window of the trees and the park. And then of course, out the front here, I'll come around. That's also a lovely view. Really every window is nice. Hopefully our hedge continues to come back. Looks like it's maybe starting a little bit. Ooh, we can see the green patches coming back. Keep spreading hedge.
Joys of chainsaws and springtime in the French countryside. Beautiful houses. There's Randy working on benches. You can hear the chainsaws. The birds are happy. The sun is in and out. It's a good afternoon. You're such a hairy boy, aren't you? He can't wait for a haircut. Hey, pretty soon, Bing Bing, you're gonna get a haircut. Yay! You're so hot. It was so hot outside. The sun is beating out there and we're loving every minute of it. You had your tongue hanging out. Yes, you did. But he won't be sad about a haircut.
You're always looking for hints to understand the house, and I saw one. It looks like the paint was done before the radiators. So that paint's been on the wall a long time. That took a full day. It just feels like you could scrape forever and sand forever. But we'll see how the paint goes on. Hopefully it goes on good. I'm surprised how long that took. I really thought that would be a morning. But nope, full day. Beautiful sunny day, and time to get some paint on this ceiling. Say hey, I said ceiling instead of roof. It's funny when the camera's running, sometimes it's just, I don't know, the mind doesn't work fast enough. So you say the wrong word. This is just the first coat of primer. I've been thinking a lot about efficiency. I was having conversations with our friends, with actually Uncle Glenn and some of our friends here, and we were talking about how, you know, when you have a regular project in a regular sized house, you can kind of take your time and you can kind of do it well, and you got all the steps. And sometimes, you know, you're on social media and you watch somebody doing something like, I don't know, kind of a crafty project, and they spend like days on this little thing that's like, you know, maybe a couple feet big, like a little piece of furniture or something. And I'm like, no, that'd be fun and it'd be awesome. But when you're dealing with the scale of a chateau, you gotta keep moving. So you have to kind of sometimes make calculated count. You know, like you're like, I got to do this project, but I only have 5 hours, and I have to get it done in 5 hours. Otherwise, other stuff won't get done because there's so much. Specifically, I've been trying to decide, you know, do you fill? You know, I scraped all that paint off, and then you're thinking, do you fill? Do you not fill? Well, I didn't fill, and I thought, let's see how it looks. We'll put the primer on, and from here, honestly, guys, it looks pretty good. You know, by the time we get a coat of paint on it, I don't think you're gonna notice. I would love to take 2 more days to fill in sand, but I think with a house this big, you just gotta, unless you have like an army of workers, you have to just be smart and you have to keep moving. You gotta push yourself, I'm afraid. Here's a prime example. Do I have a lot of paint on that brush? Yeah. Should I wipe it off? Probably. But I wanna get it on the wall. So I'm gonna rotate it and I'm gonna get it on the wall so it doesn't drip. And then I'll spread it out a little faster. I think that was the smart way to do it. It looks pretty good. It's only got a priming coat, so you know you can see through it a little bit. Leslie's gonna come up and put a second coat. You can also see that the, whatever color this is, purple, I'm sure there's a real color for that, is it's got a lot of cracks and stuff. Eventually we're gonna have to paint the walls, but it won't happen before the session. So we'll come back and fix that up. But for now, the trim had to be done.
We're in one of my favorite bedrooms. It's very happy periwinkle blue. And we're doing all of the crown molding up there. It was really peely and looking awful. And there's more things peeling in here. But we'll start with the things that are the worst. And then we'll just keep plugging away over time. But meanwhile, hopefully this is gonna start looking great. So yes, my favorite room. This was, I think, an extra sort of like bureau, I think they called it on the plans, like a little office. And it's just so peaceful and lovely out that window, are the most amazing old trees, and out that window you can see the driveway to the village gate. No, not the village gate, the stable gate. And it's just charming. And of course, out this window, you are front, close, and center to seeing all the amazing detail of the carving of the tuffo stone on the house, and it's just so delightful. And of course, you can see the front door down below to keep an eye on who's coming.
Leslie has the coat of paint on it and it looks great. Much, much better. And it was a good decision not to fill it. It's, from here you can't tell. It just looks nice and clean and new and fresh.
I like to do a little walk through and see where everything's at, because you tend to not always go out and go everywhere. And guess what I saw? The first Grifferaie rose of the season. Yay. And another little bud here just popping. So fun, you're the first one. Look at all the buds coming. She's gonna be spectacular today. Well, maybe not today, but this season. But yes, isn't that exciting? Nothing smells like spring like lilacs. So, I have one little tiny bush here on the side of the driveway. That is this amazing violet color. You want to smell? Doesn't it smell good? And then around here, around the corner, I have a slightly different purple that I'll see if any are out enough to bring in. They're just starting to sort of pop. Ooh, there's some back there, but I can't reach that. So we'll try to find some here. And then I have a slightly, boy, that's a good cluster, hey? And then there's a little more on the other side of the garbages that looks like there's a few out. So I think it's time to bring some in and smell the beauty that they are.
April, my goodness. I woke up and went outside, looked out the front yard. Well, the hedge is not looking great, but my goodness, the trees. Time for a little supper. And you know, sometimes in life you have some thoughts that just kind of all come together. And I had three thoughts that all sort of came together. I looked at, talk about it for a second. Okay, so my first thought is about French butter. French butter is incredible, and I don't know what it is. If it's something in the dairy, they definitely put salt in it, and it's amazing. Every time someone comes over, we say, hey, try the butter. Sometimes we try to sneak a butter home, put it in our luggage with hoping it's not gonna melt. We're thinking about checking a bag just so we can bring a whole bunch of pieces, bricks of French butter for Amy's wedding for appetizers. It's incredible, and I try to share it with everybody I can. Second thought was I got an email from a company that's trying to sell stuff, and they were wondering, since we have people watching the videos, if we would pitch it in the video. And so they offered to send us a free thing, and then when they wanted us to make a video about it, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm less excited about that because I don't really want to be a salesman. I don't want this channel just to become advertisements. And so I, honestly, one of them was like a kind of a laser distancing tape measure combination. I thought, well, that actually kind of sounds cool. I'd try it. So I said, hey, if you guys want to send us one, and I'll try it, and I'll talk for 15 seconds about if it works or not. But I don't really want to make a big commercial because people don't like being sold something, right? And then I started to think, well, wait, what's the difference? What's the difference in these two situations? And I think the difference is with the butter. I just love the butter. The butter's amazing, and I want you to try it because it's gonna be awesome for you. And with the tape measure or the sunglasses, they tried to get us to peddle sunglasses. I'm kind of like it's more about me. Like I'm gonna get some kind of reward or pay or some kind of benefit if I sell these glasses. And so, I'm less excited about that. Probably people are less excited about that. The whole idea of proselytizing, that's kind of a word that gets used a lot. Like when people try to convert people to their worldview, that is not popular. Nor is high pressure sales pitches. Like, have you ever gone for a timeshare and they get you in that room and they talk to you and they won't let you out, and it's a bad feeling, right? And so I noticed the other day on the comments, somebody said, oh, you guys aren't trying to proselytize. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, if by proselytize or witness, Christian word, or evangelize, another Christian word, if by that you're talking about the high pressure sales pitch with the timeshare or the advertisement with the sunglasses or the laser measuring tool, then no, we're not trying to pressure people. But if you're talking about the butter, then we kind of are. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why I talk about Christianity, because for me, it's kind of like the French butter. It's like, oh, this is incredible. Like the
the ideas on forgiveness or the ideas on the treatment of enemies or boy, the principles on money, fascinating. We should talk about that sometime. Like Solomon in the book of Ecclesiastes, incredible, his perspective on stuff. So are we trying to proselytize? Not in the sunglasses sense, but yes, in the French butter sense. Sometimes Mr. Bingley just likes to make himself known with the rest of nature. I'm really hoping you could hear the echo as well as we can hear, and also the birds. I'm hoping that this iPhone is capturing the stereophonic nature of the birds. Truly, you hear them from every angle.
Okay, it's Monday. We have help extraordinaire, and a bunch of our benches have been literally disintegrating and completely falling apart. So we have a nice handyman, Randy, who's helping us out. So he brushed all the metal and he's giving it a good prime, and gonna have them look spiffy and amazing, and then he'll put it all together. I'm very excited about it. It's awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
I hear hammering. How is our bench? Look at that. Oh my goodness, you've done a lot. Look at those great pieces. Oh, they look fantastic, don't they? Oh my goodness. Good job. Is it going good?
They're not all identical,
Well,
the frame, so I'm having tricky times with the holes.
oh, well, that's fair. That's fair. Well, you know what? It's gonna hold. This is good news.
So partly we're working on the hedge because obviously we love it and we don't want to lose it. And I'm also going to mow a little bit just up front because on Thursday, the mayor is coming over, la mairie. And the mayor is a very important person, I'm told, in France. They have, they have a lot of say on a lot of different things. And our mayor is a very nice guy. We like him. We're Facebook friends. And so hopefully, hopefully I don't do anything wrong. Hopefully he's got an idea for the chateau and how it could benefit the community, because we do want the chateau to benefit the community for sure. And so we'll see. Maybe it's just a social call. Hopefully we're not doing anything wrong. But in any case, we're going to try to make it look nice for him as he comes and show him all the work we've done. I think the people of Eshimire, I think they love the chateau. You know, maybe some of them as much as us, because of course it's their chateau. It's been here for a long time, and it's part of the community. And in a lot of ways, I've said many times, it belongs to the community. So we want to be good stewards of it, and also good neighbors to our community. Okay, the hedge has been trimmed. We've weed whipped all the weeds, knock them down a bit at least. And it's time for some benches. That one Leslie did last year. And then here we go on these guys. So we gotta do some painting, we gotta cut some wood. And then we got 3 of these too, so it's kind of tempting to, these are the big strong bench, so it's tempting to get some wood and build this one too while we're at it. Really nice piece of metal. I was just painting, priming to be accurate, the slats for these benches, and I was just sitting here thinking about how you know, so much of our work here is short-term versus long-term. Like long term, it's great to have some benches, and it'll be great to get these done. And we had some friends helping us, so it made sense to get going on them. But short term, you know, we're 35 days from students arriving, and there's things that have to get done. We have to get those ceilings scraped and primed and painted because they're just terrible right now. And so, and, you know, we have to get gravel because our friend is coming with the tractor next week, and we have to get our IRS taxes done. And there's, you know, we have to get the association formed. There's things that they just have to be done. And so you're kind of like, you're always trying to, I guess, balance that. And I don't personally like working against deadlines. I don't like working against deadlines. I was never a guy who stayed up all night doing the all-nighter. I think it's much more comfortable to work when you can just do it at your own speed. And then if, you know, you don't finish in a day, you just sit down and start again the next day. But you have to be a little bit ambitious to take this on. So I'm looking at these boards and I'm thinking, okay, well, we're gonna do another bench. This is a third bench, and I don't really have time to do it. It's a great bench. It's like that one down there. It's really stable, just lots of wood. And I really like this bench, and I can't wait for it. Let's get to the right zoom. There we go. But I don't want to start it because it's gonna take, I don't know, the better part of it. Well, it'll take several, to paint it all will be tough. Prime and then the second coat of paint. Screwing it on won't take that long. So I don't know, I'm debating right now. I think what I'll do is I'll cut it and I'll prime it, and then we'll see how far we get. Because I've already got everything set up. I got the paint, I got the boards. You know, it just makes sense to keep going. And then we'll get some beautiful benches out of this. We got the wood mill going. I want 14 pieces that are exactly the same length. And so the easy way to do that is to set up our little saw, and I got it to the exact length, and then so the board goes right against the wall. And as long as the saw doesn't move, we got the perfect length. That probably only took 10 minutes. It's once you got it all set up, you just kind of go jig, 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 jig. Okay, it's great. The router's all set up. Randy got that set up. And a router just puts a nice edge on the boards. You can see it here. It's a bit of a softer edge. It's rounder instead of the sharp edge. So it's a good move. I don't know if I would have done it because I don't know if I have time, but it is a good move, and it will make it better. So I'm gonna route 14 boards. Let's take some guesses. How many minutes do you think it'll take? 14 boards, I gotta go all the way around each one. Okay, I'll put the clock on. Make your guess. There they are. 17 minutes. That's how long it took to do them all. And it's definitely going to be a nicer bench with the soft edges. When Leslie and I were young and in love, I knew I wanted to marry her at the age of 18, if you can imagine that. And of course we were desperately poor, and so I needed to buy a ring. And so I went out tree planting in northern British Columbia. And it's a job where a lot of kids in my school would do it. You work 12-hour days. We actually worked 31 days in a row. And it was terrible. You know, you're sleeping out in the bush, you're going to the bathroom in the woods. Every time you get a cloud, you thank God for the shade because you're so hot. And the bugs are relentless. You get paid by the tree, so guys go real hard, and you can make a lot of money. In fact, a good day would be $200, which for us back then was an incredible amount of money for us young guys. And so I tree planted, and I made enough money to buy Leslie a nice ring, and I was really happy about that. While I was out there, I also got thinking about life. There's a verse in the book of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, I think, actually. Or is it Proverbs? Oh, I can't remember now. And it says, I think it's Ecclesiastes, better one handful with tranquility than two with toil and a chasing after the wind. And his idea is, you know, you can get going on stuff, and it's endless. It's endless pursuit. You'll never have enough. It's never satisfying. The idea is not unlike one of the big ideas of Buddhism, which, as I understand it, I'm not an expert in Buddhism, but is that desire produces suffering. And so you want to eliminate desire. You want to be content, is what the Bible would call it. And I really think that's true. And And so it's tough because part of you is ambitious and you want to go for it, and hard work is certainly good. I mean, there's another proverb that says the lazy man is too lazy to cook his food, but the diligent man roasts his game and prizes his food and puts the effort into it. And I think there's got to be some of that too. So I guess it's a tension. You know, you got to find the balance between working hard and doing a good job, but also not getting so crazy that you're running yourself ragged. Will we get the third bench done? I don't know. We'll see. Let's get the first two for starters. And maybe we'll find some balance. I already give these guys a paint. Agreeable green. I think that Leslie thinks maybe that's the color from our Grand Salon. And then I think actually this is our bench color, a little lighter green, taking our cues from the beautiful benches in Paris. First coat. You know, this paint, this little tiny paint can, just keeps going. The Widow's oil jar. Yeah, it's nice. Good color, eh?
Well, we have fast-tracked into summer just in a snap of a finger. Windows are open. It is hot. And guess what is thriving? The little lemon tree. Look how big he's getting. Look at all his little shoots, his little blossoms. The lemon's getting softer. He is looking spectacular and loving every minute of the heat. I tell you, it is so hot today. We don't know what to do with ourselves. Bingy's guarding to make sure the little lizards aren't coming in. Good boy, Bing. Good boy.
Someone's back from the grocery store and got the supplies. Whoop. A parcel from Lethbridge. Ooh, we'll have to see what that is.
Very exciting.
Yep.
Well, we got a little package in the mail. It was a bit of a surprise.
Ooh, exciting.
I had opened part of it, but I wanted Rob to open it as well.
Ooh, cool.
I know. Turn it over.
Ooh. Turn it over. Oh, look at that.
Isn't that delightful?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That's a beauty. We'll use that.
We will.
Cheese plate time.
It is.
I do like the way the white, you know, the white lights, the LEDs hit the Chateau. Like, it kind of looks cool. But then you got that interior light that's a little more yellow, and they don't seem like they're the same color. So I don't know. The jury's still out for me. Kind of wish we had a more yellow light on the outside. Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. One thing that is certain, though, is it is so wonderful to be here in the warmth. You know, the temperature's so warm, and when you've been cold for so long, it's just absolutely beautiful to wear shorts, you know, not to have several layers on and to be kind of running to your blankets. Very, very thankful. Yay for April. Well, it's the end of another day, and kind of fun. You walk through this room and the light from the foyer hits the chandelier and makes it sparkle. I guess that's probably kind of bumpy. All right, have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and being a part of our life so far this week.
This is a little traumatic. I'm hearing something moving around in the drain pipe, and I think it's stuck, and so I'm trying to get it out so it doesn't die. I don't know if it's a mouse, a rat, a bird. I'm sure it's having a terrible day. Let's try to get it out.